Welcome, welcome, welcome to this week's AI marketing news. We have been doing the weekly news for goodness weeks now, but we've just started this weekly show so we can talk about it live and in person. So welcome. I'm excited that you guys are here. As you're coming in, let me know where in the world are you. We usually have a global audience, which is really cool. I'm currently in Virginia, rural Virginia, and it is a little nippy here today. I'm looking forward for the nippy to go away and the nice warm 70 plus weather. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Um, so real quick, just a couple of quick things. As I go through things, please feel free to ask any questions, and hopefully I'll know the answers. But if I don't, I'll find out and let you know later. But I would love questions. And, this AI space is evolving so rapidly that, there's new things coming up all the time. So keep in mind that what I'm sharing with you today is like today. It could be totally different tomorrow. Even some of the tools I find that sometimes I share them, and 2 or 3 days later, there's something else that's better. So definitely, keep that in mind. And like I say, ask questions. Love them, and would love to be able to help you understand stuff a little bit better. That's the whole intent of this. Is keeping you educated and giving you the tools to leverage the power of AI in your business. Okay, so I'm gonna jump in real quick. I wanted to highlight a couple of ways that you can get access to the written newsletter. Okay, I'm going to be going over the newsletter today. The components of it, but I want you to know that you can see the written version if you like if you're like me and you like to sometimes hear it, but you also like to see it, you can check it out inside of our free community. The free community is actually, let me pop it up on the screen. You can jump in. It's like I say, it's totally free. It's at kimgarst.com/community. And I'm going to share the screen with you real quick. As you can see, if you are inside of the community, there's a tab at the top that says Classroom, and you can go into the AI Marketing Insider newsletter part of the community, and you can access all our previous. So we're on issue 36 of for this week, but there's all the other previous issues in here, and there is some real gold in the previous issues. So like marketing prompts, and when I say marketing prompts, they could be, there's a wide range of marketing prompts in there. There's visual image prompts in there. So there's a lot of cool stuff, even in the past issues that you can take advantage of. So definitely make sure if that's you, just join in. That way you can have access to the written version of the newsletter. And there's some other free stuff too. And obviously there's a great community of forward-thinking people, marketers in the group. So definitely join us. We'd love to have you. So that's where you get the physical copy of it. Let me jump into the news. Okay. So one of the things that I've been focused on when I'm sharing the news with you guys is how does this news relate to us as marketers? So Ukraine recently rolled out their first ever AI spokesperson, and I'm going to show it to you in a moment. And then I'm going to share a video of that person so you can, or that avatar, if you will, so that you can see how realistic it is. And the reason that I think this is so important for us is because we could do the same. So let me share with you. I want to share the news with you real quick. So this avatar or this AI spokesperson is modeled after a Ukrainian influencer. So this gal, Rosalie Nombrero, I hope I said that correctly. She's a Ukrainian singer and media personality, and she is the kind of the model, if you will, for their new AI spokesperson. Now, the intention behind this spokesperson is, she is going to be releasing information, any type of information that is, I would call it government facing. So, the goal, they're very clear that this has been generated by AI, right? So they're being very open about that. But let me show you her in action because I think this is very fascinating.
Громадськості, вітаю вас. Мене звати Вікторія Ші. Я створена Міністерством закордонних справ України
Please tell
з
me what you
використанням
think.
технологій штучного інтелекту.
Obviously, we don't speak Ukrainian, or at least I don't, but some of you might. But the point is that she looks very human, right? She looks very realistic. And without knowing, Ukrainian, I can't really speak to whether or not the voice itself, but the inflections seem right, right? So, listen to this for a second.
Для того, щоб оперативно та якісно інформувати вас щодо консульських питань. Я є цифровою особою.
Just super realistic. So I think this is like an edgy and very realistic way to leverage the power of AI. So I thought this was really, really clever. And the reason that I wanted to share it with you is because, this is where we're going. And I feel like that as business owners, we could do the same. We could have somebody that potentially was our customer service person, or somebody that would answer frequently asked questions, or, fill in the blank for what our avatar, our spokesperson could look like. But this is fascinating. And it's the first government that I've seen that has actually, leaned into AI in this capacity. So very fascinating, curious just to see what everybody else. So I'm seeing some wows here. It's pretty incredible, right? Good morning, everybody. So, okay, so that was the first bit of news. The second bit of news is being able to, I don't know about y'all, but let me ask this question. So one of the biggest value propositions for me when it comes to AI is the Timesaver. It allows me to, do things much faster than I've ever been able to do them before. And one of the things that I do all the time on my browser, my web, if I'm in front of my computer, my desktop, there you go, my desktop, I'm constantly summarizing content so that I don't have to read it all. And that saves me a ton of time. It allows me to synthesize information so much faster. And there's been that ability to, like I say, to consume a lot of content. The fascinating part is that that's not always as easy to do on the phone, right? So one of the new things that just was released this past week is Opera's AI assistant. And you may say, well, what is Opera? Well, Opera is a browser. You can use it. You can actually download it and use it on your desktop if you want. But for purposes of what I wanted to share with you, if you go all the way down on opera.com, you'll notice that they have a link to mobile devices. So this can be downloaded directly to your phone, Android, just rolled out on Android, as well as iPhones or iOS. And the ability to use this browser to summarize content. So I think that is super powerful. I'm going to pull this up and I'm going to play this for you real quick.
So how does it work? The process is incredibly simple. While browsing on your Android device using the Opera browser, you come across a piece of text you want to summarize. All you need to do is tap the three dots in the browser and select the summarize option next to the Aria icon. Aria then condenses the text into a short summary that fits on one screen. It's like having a personal speed reading assistant, always at your service. But that's not all. Aria's capabilities are continuously evolving.
Well, the point is that it allows us to synthesize information and not just synthesize information, but summarize content from our phone, which I think is big. Now, that said, it does require us to use the Opera browser. So I'll leave that up to you as to whether or not you want to do that. Evidently, the Opera browser has a lot of functionality and features that are pretty nifty, but I haven't downloaded it to my desktop yet. I just put it on my phone the other day. So I've got limited experience at this point in time, but the ability to, quickly consume content, an update after I've used it a little bit more. And then the third, I always do 3 news blurbs a week. This one, because it's so relevant, I thought this was fascinating. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but there were here. Give me there we go. Having a little bit of surge on the internet today. So, but some of these images were incredibly lifelike. So I'm going to, this particular one is Katy Perry, and even her mom was fooled by the photos. So these were generated on using AI and shared all over the internet. Here's a few more. The point of that I wanted to share about this, here's Katy Perry again. Here's another version of the dress. And as you can see, these images look very realistic. I mean, this one maybe not, like, but the point is they absolutely fooled some of the fans. Interestingly enough, the Katy Perry was not even at the Met Gala, and yet a lot of photos were circulated for showcasing that she was there. So I think that this is a fascinating thing. Like I said before, there's good and bad around everything, right? Anytime new tech comes out, there's the positives that you're like, oh my gosh, I can use it to create my spokesperson, or I can use it to create content faster, or, fill in the blank for all the things that we've been using AI for. But there's also the negative side of it, where there's going to be content created that is not realistic or true. And, being able to discern those things is going to continually be a problem until we get enough tech in place to where there's an easy way to discern, is this real or is this AI generated? Now, obviously, a lot of the platforms are already trying to step into that. Like Meta, for example, when you create an image with Meta, they now have a little, icon down at the bottom in the left-hand corner of the photo that showcases it's AI generated. So there's definitely things in the works, but it is just a really interesting and sometimes a little scary, I will say, problem that we're faced with. I try to stay in the positive lane. Like, how can we use AI from a positive marketing perspective? But there's always going to be the negatives too. So, it is a little bit what it is. And we're just going to have to kind of go with the flow until some of this stuff settles down. Moving on, the marketing prompt of, let me see. Yes, so I see that Edward's saying lots of AI photos. Yes, there was a lot of AI generated photos. I just spotlighted a few of them. Marketing prompt of the week. Well, moving on. So one of our biggest struggles, I think, when we're creating blog content is the ability to target our keywords. Can anybody say amen, right? Like, what keywords should we use? So I built out this, and I custom build all of my prompts, by the way, just to kind of give you some perspective on the value of these prompts. And they're usually, my prompts are usually pretty robust, and they're specific to a very specific outcome. So in this particular case, I'm asking an AI tool to help us as marketers to create 15 long tail keywords related to whatever our topic is that potential customers might use when searching. And that's really important because we want to go after the keywords that people are searching for, right? That makes total sense. And then I'm also taking it one step further. I want you to identify the top 3 keywords with the highest commercial intent and explain why these are the best ones. So I'm going to go over to ChatGPT. Feel free to use these for yourself, guys. All you have to do is copy and paste them into the tool of choice. I usually test them for ChatGPT first because that's my primary tool. At least at this, I use several, but the heavy lifting primarily for my business is still within ChatGPT. Now that might change, but as you can see here, I just used the example and I popped it in, and it generated 15 long tail keywords around the topic, which was eco-friendly and affordable clothing options. Now, of these, if you'll take a look at these, and this is going to be helpful for you too, and this is a reason that I wanted to highlight some of the outputs that ChatGPT gave us. Best eco-friendly and affordable clothing brands. Well, technically, that could be a whole other blog post. Where to buy eco-friendly for affordable clothing. Point is, all these could be really good additional blog posts. So keep that in mind as you're looking at what you get from an output perspective, and you could potentially have other topics that could give you deeper linkage within your blog post. And then here's the 3 top or highest commercial intent. Where to buy eco-friendly clothing, affordable clothing. I mean, if you think about it, if somebody is looking for this and they're looking to purchase, they're going to type that in, right? Where can I buy this? And then eco-friendly, affordable clothing online. Again, the intention is I'm ready to buy. And then sale, of course, they're going to look for a sale on eco-friendly, affordable clothes. So I hope this prompt is helpful for you. I would definitely give it a go and see what comes, if you're a blogger, and see what comes up. Because I think I've been using this prompt myself internally, not just for getting great long tail keywords, which you can use inside of your blog, again, to give you more SEO value, but also some of these topics could be really good blog post ideas. All right. So next up, we're going to jump into, I wanted to highlight. So let me ask you this. How many of you have ever had a photo shoot? So if you've ever had a photo shoot, or you need new photos for your socials and for images that you're creating for social or anything like for your website, and you're like, I know I need to go do a photo shoot, but dang, it's expensive. And if you're like me, it is, I just hate photo shoot days. And it's been 4 or 5 years since I've done one. And I was getting so sick and tired of the same old photos. I'm like, we have used these over and over and over again. I hate them. And we need new photos. But when you do a photo shoot, you have to hire the photographer, right? So that's an expense, but it's actually bigger than that. I mean, you have to have the clothes, the jewelry, the setting in some cases. I mean, one time we rented this Airbnb, this house that had, a cool look, that we were trying to affect. I mean, it's just a lot of moving pieces and parts. And so when AI came about, I started creating AI generated images. And when I first started, they were a little on the iffy side. Some of them were really I'll just say it, ridiculous. But then I've gotten better and better and better. And I feel like now I've got to a place where I can share how to do this with other people, not only just to create lifelike imitations of ourselves, if you will, or photos that look identical to ourselves, or maybe building brand characters for yourself. Like if you want to, if you have a woo-woo vibe, that's kind of what I call it, but where you want to showcase yourself with some, artistic vibes, then you can do that today with AI and generate characters or generate clothing choices. I am a firm believer that I am never going to have to do another photo shoot. Let me show you some of my photos that I've created. So here's some of the ones that I've created over the last year or so. Let me get, and as you can see, some of these are, I would call them character based, like the Harry Potter one, but some are like stage photos, or some are mostly, I'm usually in a hoodie and, or, a comfy shirt and yoga pants. So, they're very realistic to my brand. So and not only that, but the color schemes, I've been able to put clothing that I would wear, like the hoodie, for example, or the purple jacket. I mean, these are all things that are in alignment with my brand colors. And I'm able to do this with a click of a button. So, and a good, maybe a prompt here or there that shares the things, the right information so that I get the right look. But highly recommend this if you are interested in creating. So we're getting ready to do a workshop on how to create realistic AI photos of yourself. So if you have an interest in this, you can go to kimgerst.com/AI workshop 10. And if you put in the code early 50, you can save $50. So if doing some AI photos of yourself would be something you want to do, then definitely join us for the upcoming workshop. All right, so that was the next piece. And don't forget though, let's see, let me give you a few more details on the workshop. It's going to be Tuesday. So this coming Tuesday at between 1 and 3. So it's about a roughly 2-hour workshop. And we work together to try to get your photos up and running. All right, the next part of the newsletter is tools. Everybody loves tool time, right? So the very first tool that I wanted to highlight is a tool called Guide. Now, if you go to, I call it Guide, Guidd. I've misspelled that. Let me fix that real quick. Hang on just a second. I've misspelled it. It's actually 2 Ds. So let me put it up on the screen again. So it is kimgerst.com/GUIDDE, guide. All right. So let me share it on the screen. And I'm going to just play their demo video for you real quick. But before I do that, I want to share a couple of ways that we've used this internally. And this tool, I've shared it several times before, but it keeps evolving and they keep adding amazing new features. But a couple of the ways that we've done this or leverage this tool is to create things like SOPs for the team. So if we have a process that we do, all we do is we go through it. Whoever knows how to do that task goes through it, and Guide will create a PDF of that step 1, step 2, step 3 with screenshots as we go through it. So it creates amazing PDF training content for you in the moment. So that's huge. But there's so many things that you could use this for. So let me, I'm going to just play the video for you real quick.
Hi, this is Dan from Guide. Guide lets you create video documentation across any app using our AI capture tool. Let's see how it's done over Freshdesk. So here I am, and I'm going to start my capture. And this is, you can see Magic Capture is on, and I'm going to pick what I want to capture, which is knowledge and documentation, and simply start my process. So here I am. I'm going to do creation of a new company. Let's give it a name.
Well, this part, it takes a little bit more time. I was going to
add a logo,
scrunch over, but I
and create the company. And you can see it's added to our database. Now, when I click stop on the Guide browser,
well, don't want to take up too awful much of your time. But as you can see that it literally created all the things, like, right? So it created the click new company. It's really a clever tool. So I highly recommend that you give this at least a try. You can sign up for free. I think the pricing on this is pretty low. So the free, you can do 25 how-to videos. So definitely give it a go for 25. I mean, you can use it 25 times before you have to pay for it. You can now record a voiceover and some other cool things. If you don't want the watermarks on it, then you're going to need to pay. But still, absolutely give this tool a try. I think it's a very clever tool, and I would definitely recommend it. So the next tool that I want to share with you is, actually, I pulled that up and I had it the wrong thing. So here we go. So Opus Clip has been around for a while, and I've recommended this tool as well before. It is a really great tool for purposes of taking a long video and then slicing and dicing it into the smaller snackable pieces of content. You know, you've seen videos like this, you see them on Instagram, Reels, all the places. So it does that. And that is absolutely cool for sure. But it has a new feature that I think is super clever, which is a social social posting tool. So it's a new feature. They just rolled it out, which means that once you have sliced and diced your content in here and got it ready to put out into the world, you can actually use the tool itself to do that instead of going to another tool, downloading from Office Clip, uploading somewhere else. So I just wanted to highlight that as a new feature. Highly recommend taking a look at this tool too. You can sign up for free. It is, let me see what the pricing is on this. I've had this tool almost from the beginning. So why is it not giving me the pricing? Oh, because I didn't click on the pricing. Here we go. So limited time, you can save 67%, so $9.50 a month. It's worth giving the tool a try for free, for sure. And then lastly, I wanted to talk about Adobe. Adobe is, I tell you, it's Adobe though, right? It's like they are rolling out so many amazing AI features that it is just incredible. But this is a new one, fairly new, and it's getting a lot of rave reviews. It just came to my attention, and I haven't had a whole lot of time to focus on testing it out, but it is a pretty clever little tool. So it gives you a lot of different features. You can, if you have access, like if you already are using Adobe products, you already have access to this. You may not know you have access to it, but you do. So the ability to leverage this for your audio content, increasing the quality of your voice, taking out background noise. I mean, all kinds of clever things. It enhances your speech. It will fix microphone issues before recording. So it'll check your mic for you. It also, of course, allows you to record, edit, etc. So worthy of checking out for sure. All right, now let's go to, I think the next thing I want to share with you is our marketing. Let's see, we usually every week I feel like marketing is heavy sometimes for us. And, I always like to bring some humor to our world. So every week I do, I call it the LOL meme of the week. So this particular week, let me share the screen. We did one that's like, me trying to find the engagement on my latest post. Now, some of you may be like, well, that's not funny. But I want to stress, how, we have to find some humor in some of the things that happen in our businesses. So sometimes if it's relatable, it's worthy of sharing. And this could actually generate a whole conversation if you want to share this on your socials. Around people who feel the same way. So feel free to use it. That's why I create them. So definitely throw it out into the world. Now, the last thing I believe that we're going to hone in on today is the marketing prompt of the week, the visual image marketing prompt of the week, sorry. And this particular prompt is designed, again, for engagement. I'm designed this to try to help you get, to use the prompt to be specific to your business, but also to generate a output, meaning, I'm sorry, not an output, but generate responses from the audience once you put it out there. So you can create it in any way you want, meaning you can, whatever your niche is, it's templatized. That's the word I'm looking for, so that you can use this for your business. So create a fill in the blank image with a sentence related to your industry, like the best part about being a content creator is. So I use this in ChatGPT. Let me pull up the ChatGPT version here. And it created a couple of images for me that are, I would say, not so awesome. But I could have continued to give it a little bit more information and probably got a better output. But I also went to Ideogram and I created using the same prompt, and I got a couple of other options. So as you can see, I think these are a little bit more engaging, maybe in some cases. So like this one I thought was pretty good. Obviously I shared the one that I shared in the newsletter. This one filled in the blank, which that wasn't really what I wanted. And there's some misspelling. So I would, if I wanted to go with that, I'd have to tell it to, circle back. This one I thought was pretty good, obviously very cartoony. And the best part about being a content creator is, and fill in the blank here. So again, any of these, I think this one, this and these I could probably use just by simply downloading them and uploading them to my socials. So it doesn't really matter which tool you try to use. I think ChatGPT gave a pretty decent, with a DALL-E 3 integration, did a pretty decent job. Ideogram I thought was a little bit better. So I'll let you decide at the end of the day which ones you like the best. In fact, let me know which ones did you like the best. And I think just keeping in mind, reminding everybody to join the community if you haven't already. Let's see, go to kimgarst.com/community. And I wanted to circle back and make sure I didn't get any questions or have any questions that I didn't answer along the way. All right. If I'm not seeing any questions, but please, 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 if I haven't answered something or something popped up, jump in. I'll be happy to answer. I'm so thankful for you guys being here. I tell you, it's so awesome. It's been a minute. I'm just getting back to live video again. So it's awesome to actually feel like there's somebody listening to the content, and I'm not just talking to myself. So appreciate you so much for being here. All right. Well, if there's no questions, don't hesitate. Again, join the community, join the workshop if that's something that you want to do. If you want to create your own personas, with AI, then definitely jump in on that workshop. So don't forget that. And I will see you guys next week. We usually do these on Wednesdays. We'll try to get back on track next week. I've had such a week this week. So we're on Thursday this week, but for the most part, we're usually on Wednesdays. Excellent. Thanks so much, Edward, for being here. Appreciate you so much. All right, guys. Well, take care of yourselves. Stay safe and God bless. See you next week.